Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals and welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. We are using, we are planning the week of the 22nd of April 2024 in my 7x9 slash, A5 wide planner. This was a couple of weeks after my birthday. I'm using another birthday kit. This was a Plannerface mystery kit. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use Tilly to save 10%. I am using the Birthday Scribble Prints Co. foil bundle in Lavender Hollow and rose underlays from my shop in teal, and I love how this came together. It is absolutely stunning. I went to see Wicked the musical this week, so I also pulled in a full box from Wicked from Scribble Prints Co. as well. It's hidden under the underlay flap so that it's not like visible in the thing, but you can see that we went to Wicked when you open the flap, which I really love. So that's there, you can just see it now hopefully. What else did I do? Did anything fun? Obviously I colour blocked. I never don't colour block anymore. It's just how I do things, and it's stunning. And I really love having the paint swatches in a kit. Like, I really wish Anna would move them into a kit permanently, but I feel like she's not going to because she's not like that long since she reformatted for the graph take. So probs ain't gonna. But yeah, I did overlay the underlays with the bougie from the bundle, which I just thought looked cute. I think technically I used a couple of mixed lavender hollow and hollow, but that's fine because I couldn't be bothered to cut them up and do things that way. Anyway, because this video is actually really short, I don't know why it's so short, but anyway, let me quickly get into my books because I do have 5 to go over, though 2 of them I've probably mentioned before, so we're not going to like linger too hard on them. So the first book I read was an audiobook, and it words. It's a romance called The Plus One, and I gave it 3.5 stars. This is Indira, who had a great job, boyfriend and car, and then she walked in on her boyfriend cheating on her, basically. Jude has nothing together. He's a doctor who spent the last 3 years travelling the world to meet emergencies and humanitarian crises, and he's popping home for his best friend's wedding. They decide to go to this as each other's plus ones, but as a fake dating, and essentially it's a fake dating romance, and that's kind of it. It is very doctor-centered. There are a lot of doctors in this. Most of the main characters are doctors, and I really loved that. Like, I loved that it was part of the story, but it wasn't like their whole personalities. And it also talked about like the difficulties of being a doctor and like the stress and things that can happen with the PTSD. Basically, somebody in this book has PTSD, and that as a result of their medical training, and I just thought it was really good that involved that. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a good book, very cute romance, good fake dating romance. What more can you want? I'm going to bundle the next 2 books together because I have talked about them already recently, but this is the audiobooks from His Dark Materials, Northern Lights and The Subtle Knife. I am listening to these a little bit on repeat at the moment because they're my comfort read, and I just need a comfort read at the moment, and it's my current comfort read. So this is book 1 and 2 of the series. So what I've been doing is like I listened to book 1 and then 1 and 2, and now I'm doing 1, 2 and 3. I'm on to The Subtle Knife again. But yeah, and then I'm going to keep going with the Books of Dust as well, which are like the following 3. It's the trilogy after the trilogy. Anyway, so Northern Lights follows Lyra as she attempts to rescue her friend who has been taken up by the gobblers. She initially lives in Oxford, in not our world, in a different world, and sees the master of Jordan College, which is the college she lives in, try to poison her uncle, and from there it just spirals out of control. She goes to live with Mrs. Coulter, a mysterious woman who seems very intelligent, and Lyra is like entranced by. She then runs away from Mrs. Coulter and ends up on a journey to the north to rescue her friend Roger from Jordan College. So that's kind of the premise of the first book. And then the second book is called The Subtle Knife. And this is essentially Lyra's journey after she's travelled north. She goes into, spoiler alert, but she goes into another world, and there she meets Will, who is a boy from our world, whose mother suffers with schizophrenia and his dad went missing. He is on a journey to find his father, and Lyra is looking for what she's looking for, and then they decide to help one another, and it's their journey to find Will's father, really. So that's them. I really, really recommend them. I give them 5 stars. They're rereads for me. I love them. They're technically middle grade, but they're very dark for a middle grade, so I wouldn't say they're a middle grade. I'd say they're more YA / adults get a lot out of them. Like, they're great books. I really, really would recommend them. The TV series, the BBC TV series, is also very accurate to the books and very good. It doesn't necessarily follow in the right order. There's stuff from book 2 in series 1, so I would advise that if you are going to watch the TV series, you don't necessarily like read book 1 then watch series 1, because whilst they are roughly a series to a book, there's overlap. Anyway, other 2 books. The next one were both read. The next one is Games and Rituals. So this is a series of short stories about people's rituals in life. It's quite funny, quite light. There's some serious topics explored. I kind of gave this 3 stars because, I was just... There's lots of different things in it. The end of the first one had me thinking I was going to love the rest, but the others, some of them I was just like, I just don't feel attached to these characters at all. But yeah, it's a lot of short stories. It's decent. If you like short stories, I would recommend you read it. There's a couple of them that are very good. There are others that I'm just not bothered about. It's funny, and there's a lot of like human interest pieces, basically. It's kind of a series of human interest pieces in book form. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. It's a good book, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it-ish, but it was just fine. That's what 3 stars is to me. It's fine. And yeah, it definitely was just fine. That's kind of how I feel like about it. And then the last book I have to talk about is Everything Is Okay by Debbie Tung, and I haven't said who any of these books are by. Games and Rituals was by Catherine Heaney. Northern Lights and Subtle Knife are both by Philip Pullman, and they're his Dark Materials series, and the plus one is by Maisie Eddings. So back to Everything Is Okay by Debbie Tung. This is a graphic novel, self-biography, autobiography. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. Anyway, it explores her journey of understanding the importance of mental health, her own mental health conditions, and sort of her going through diagnosis and treatment. It's very open, it's very realistic. Sorry, I'm going to give a big yawn apparently. I don't know why I'm yawning all the time at the moment, other than I'm exhausted all of the time, but let's ignore that. Graphic memoir, that's the phrase I'm looking for. It's comforting and also persuading. It's really nice to not feel alone when you're going through these difficulties. If you don't know, I have been struggling with an episode of severe depression, which is much, much better than it was, and I'm doing much better. But it's still nice to know that other people struggle and other people like have the same thoughts, because she goes a lot over like what her thoughts were. As a graphic novel in general, I like it as a graphic novel. I like the pictures, but it is very descriptive as a graphic novel, and I much prefer like the pictures to tell the story, not the words to tell the story in a graphic novel. But it's a lovely, lovely memoir, and there's a lot of like real advice in it as well, and stuff like that, and it's just, yeah, it's really excellent. I would really highly recommend it if you are struggling with your mental health, or you want to understand somebody that is struggling with their mental health. It's just, yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Well, 4 out of 5 is actually what I gave it, but let's ignore that. Then my other highlight of the week was going to see Wicked the musical. For those who don't know, this is kind of a prequel sequel to The Wizard of Oz. It kind of covers the period of Wizard of Oz as well, but not in detail, and it is really excellent. It's focusing on Elphaba and Glinda, who are the Wicked Witch of the West and the Good Witch. So it's their relationship before the events of the Wizard of Oz. It is really, really good. The songs are excellent. There's a couple of amazing lines and amazing songs. One of my favourite songs is called For Good, and it's basically about how Glinda and Elphaba have changed each other's lives by being in it, and oh yeah, love it. So yeah, I think it's a really, really nice musical, and there's loads of references to the Wizard of Oz, and like how it links in with the Wizard of Oz, which I think is just done really, really well. Anyway, I'm on the day by day now apparently, so I better get into it. So on Monday, if you don't remember from last time with me, because why on earth would you? It was a week ago. I was really poorly on the Sunday of the week before. No, it's this Sunday that I'm really poorly. Never mind, I'm talking bullshit. I was having really bad stomach pain this day. I had been on my period and I'd been taking naproxen, and then I was getting really bad upper abdominal pain, and I was really worried I had a stomach ulcer / really severe gastritis, so I took treatment for that, but I was really struggling with this day with pain. I was just in a little funk and curled up on the sofa feeling sorry for myself. I did do a little bit of filming, and I built some of my Hogwarts castle, which was lovely to do, and while I was building it I was listening to my audiobook, which at this point was the +1. So yeah, that was kind of my Monday. It was a very chill sort of not doing too much because I just don't feel very well. I'm feeling really sorry for myself situationally. On to the Tuesday, I was at work in the morning, and then I had online safeguarding teaching in the afternoon, so I went along to that. I came home and watched the online safeguarding teaching, which was great. I was still having quite severe epigastric pain and really, really struggling with my tummy ache. I was not a fan at all. Then I played some Plate Up with my husband, I believe. I've not played it on my own in a little while, but yeah, we were playing some Plate Up, and then I just had a lazy evening, not doing very much, just building Lego and listening to Northern Lights. We've decided not to start a new TV series before we go away, because we're going away in May at some point, and we'll just listen to audiobooks together until then, because we don't want to get into a new TV series and like be partway through and go away for X amount of time and just get a bit lost, because we won't watch any TV really when we're away. So we've just decided we'll listen to audiobooks for now, because we can do that in the car and stuff as well when we're abroad. So that's what we're doing. But he's listening to his Dark Materials trilogy with me. Anyway, on to Wednesday. This is when we had like a date day to go and see Wicked. I was not feeling great when I woke up in the morning. I sat and read some of Games and Rituals, and I believe I actually finished it on this day. But Social was on a teaching call, and I was just getting really overwhelmed by the noise, and I just felt so uncomfortable in my house. And I went into a conservatory, and it was too hot in there, and I was feeling really stressed out and uncomfortable everywhere, and just getting myself really worked up and overwhelmed. So then when his teaching was finished, I was hiding in bed because I couldn't deal with the noise, and so he came and gave me a cuddle, and we ended up having some adult time. And then we went out for our date day / afternoon / evening. So we drove to Bradford, which is where we saw Wicked, and went to see Wicked, which I've already talked about. But yeah, as I say, it was really excellent. It was well done. It was the tour of the London cast. So yeah, excellent. 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. So I've just marked that was really good. Then we decided to have a little wander around Bradford, and went, why are we wandering around Bradford? There is literally nothing here near the theatre. Maybe we went the wrong way, I don't know, but yeah, we left. And we went to Nando's near our house, in York, for a date night, and then we came home and just had cuddles and a bit of a, not early night, but we just like lay in bed and had lots of cuddles, which was very nice. On to Thursday, I was back at work. I had been having some problems exception reporting, which is basically when you work hours you're not meant to, or don't get breaks and stuff, you're meant to exception report it to make the trust aware so you can get paid for your extra hours, but the more important part is that so that they can do something about the staffing when these things happen. So there's that. And then I also went for coffee with Rachel, who is my line manager, who I'm meeting weekly as a general rule with my return to work. Then I came home and got glam because we were going out with our my work friends from the last rotation, so I've stayed in the same place, but they all rotated onto new jobs at the beginning of April, so we went out together. So we went to Roxy, and there was like a mini bowling place there, so we did that, had cocktails, and then just chatted, and then we popped to a pub afterwards with just a few of us, and obviously I went to bed really late because we were out. It was out till like past midnight. So that was that day. On to Friday, I was still having abdominal pain at this point. It was just, yeah, not a good time. On to Friday, I was at work again, and just like a quarter of an hour before finishing time, a blood result came back really low for some reason. We were not sure why. Basically, it looked like the patient could be bleeding, so we sorted that out and gave them blood transfusion and things. Then came home, did some reading. I was probably reading Everything Is Okay, and then just spent some time with my husband, had some cuddles and things like that. Just had a nice restful evening, having me time. And at the moment, I am kind of, my new hyper focus is building Lego. At this point, it was my Hogwarts castle, but yeah, I've started using my new doodle that I designed. So I think this is the first time it's in my planner, and I'm like in love with it. I think before this point I was using Hogwarts characters to mark building Lego because I was building my Harry Potter castle. But yeah, the Lego doodle I drew. Oh, I'm so proud of it. On to Saturday. This was a really productive day, and I was so proud of myself because I really needed a productive day. So I did quite a lot of work on my portfolio for work. I'm trying to keep up with it, like, and not stress myself out near the end of the rotations and stuff. I'm just trying to keep on top of it and keep doing a bit every week, every day, to make sure I've got plenty in it. Did lots of editing for videos because I am trying to like pre-film lots of things and get everything up before I go away, so I can just like leave it all scheduled and stuff, which is the goal. Went to the grocery shop and then did a load of shop admin for the pre-sale that was opening the following week. Did some odd jobs, which generally means things around the house or like cleaning, tidying, that sort of thing, and things like my Duolingo and Headspace and stuff like that. Then I did some filming, as I said, trying to get ahead with filming, and so I filmed my haul and my kit lineup, and then I built some more of my Harry Potter castle. Spoiler alert, I have now finished it, not this week, not the week after this, the week after that, like the week I'm living in now. On to the Sunday, I slept in the morning and took some rest time. This was meant to be like a full rest day. That's why I had such a productive Saturday. I was trying to have a full rest day, but I felt awful. I had the really bad gastritis pain still, and then I felt like I'd been hit with a ton of bricks, and I had really bad muscle pain all over my body, and I was basically starting to get a virus. But it really hit me hard because of the gastritis. Like, my pain gating was really low, basically, which means when you're already in pain, you get more pain. So yeah, I spent most of the day in pain. I tried to do bits of Lego and did lots of resting, listening to His Dark Materials, and I was in a funk because I was in so much pain and I couldn't sleep because of the pain. So it was a bit of a crap end to the week, which was meant to be a really restful day, and it didn't really happen. Here are my leftovers. That is it for this video. I love how this spread came together. I think the teal underlays really bring out the teal of the kit, whilst the overlays bring out the pinky purples, and I'm obsessed with that combo. It's chef kiss. The colours of this are just perfect. Thank you for watching. Comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz. Let me know what you think of the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!